How is everyone doing today? Shankar right here. Today we're going to look at the Bitcoin chart and also macro indicators to see what's going on in the market. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Alright guys, so we're looking at Bitcoin right here, and we have been increasing in price. So where we're at right now actually is if we look at the support zone that was created over here, we are above it right now. So we are currently above the support zone, and if we look at how the candlesticks are playing out, we are having higher highs, making higher highs and higher lows in the candlestick patterns. So it does look like we are going to be continuing further higher. Now where are we looking for places of resistance, right? So if we drag this out over here, we'll be looking at another area of resistance around 59,000. So that would be our next area of resistance that we're going to be looking for Bitcoin. And right now this is just a bunch of kind of positive air that Bitcoin is floating in at the moment. So that's good for Bitcoin. Now if we look at the mortgage rates, guys, and if you guys consider this, is now the mortgage rates are decreasing, and you can see all asset classes are increasing. So you can see real estate is increasing. We've actually broken this high right here, so we are in a bullish uptrend structure right now. If we look at the S&P 500, so look at the S&P 500, guys. The S&P 500 is currently sitting at its previous all-time highs. So if you look right here, it's currently, we just got a nice rejection off the previous all-time highs. On the weekly time frame, we have this bearish engulfing candle, so we can anticipate coming back down to 45.95. So that's definitely an opportunity for us to come down to. So right now, guys, and if I overlay it, if I overlay the S&P 500, so let me overlay it. With the interest rates, so you can see the S&P 500 in orange and the interest rates in dark blue. You can see that as interest rates are coming down, the S&P 500 is pushing up. And if we even add Bitcoin on top of that, and if we add the real estate market, so you can see let me kind of put this a little bolder so you guys can see. So you can see here, guys, that the interest rates are coming down right here, and you can see the S&P in orange is pushing up. In yellow we have the real estate market is pushing up, and then we have Bitcoin here in light blue that is pushing up as well as interest rates are coming down. So you guys can definitely see the correlation of interest rates and asset classes, and that when interest rates are increasing, the cost of borrowing is a lot higher, so people are not trying to purchase, right? So now that it's going further lower, and then I said, once we break this low and ultimately this, we can see reversal and things start increasing in price. So that's what we're seeing now. If we see the VIX, we look at the VIX, it is on a downtrend still. We're heading lower right now, so that's good for the market as a whole. People aren't that scared of what's going on. And if we look at the 10 versus 2 year, guys, so my only concern is right now with the 10 versus 2 year is that when we uninvert, normally there is a pullback in the market. So we are getting close to the uninversion here. So I don't know exactly what's going to happen with the market, but at the same time, you just want to consider that if we do uninvert, that there is going to be a good possibility that the stock market actually well, the markets in a whole have a steeper pullback. And again, if we look at where the yield curve has inverted, so we look here in 2019, shortly after, so this was September of 2019, and then February 2020, we had a massive pullback, and then we had the yield curve uninvert here in March of 2022, and then we had a massive pullback, shortly after, right? And those are just two examples. And I always have this up here. If we look at 2006, we uninverted in 2007, and then shortly after, in October 2007, we had a massive crash all the way into 2009, and then over here in February 2000 to 2000, December of 2000, we had a massive pullback, which was a dot-com crash, right? So this is something that you guys want to consider here as well. When we had this uninversion over here, we had a decrease of about 11%. So that one wasn't really that all that. And then this is 1980. So we're just gonna stay over here, right? So this is just something you guys really want to consider as you're investing and trading. Is that this is what we're keeping our eye on. So let's look now at the dollar. So like I was saying in the last video, guys, yes, we did have a rejection. We did have this rejection here for the dollar index, and then we had this push up. So right now we're really just on support for the dollar. And if we actually look at the dollar on a whole, so if I go onto the monthly time frame, guys, it is looking bullish to me for the dollar index. We've broken this resistance here. We're heading higher, so we've made higher highs and higher lows, and this could just be a retest for us to head higher up into this area, right? So you guys want to consider that as you're trading and investing, is that this is definitely something that can head higher, contrary to what the news is saying, right? So let's go back to Bitcoin and look on the BLX and see where we are on our chart, right? So just go to log scale, go to the daily time frame. So we are just exiting the smart money accumulation, as we have here on our kind of our diagram here. And then we have the April of 2024 is the halving, and then we're gonna have a retail markup shortly after that in July. We're anticipating us to get to all-time highs in July of 2024, and then have a massive breakout, right? So for us, for the Bitcoin price, we're anticipating that for the next all-time high, about 140K would be the top. Again, nobody knows. All we're doing is just reading the charts as the days come, and then once we think that it's time to sell, we will sell. But I don't see us going to 200,000 or 400,000 in this bull run. So just something for you guys to consider. Well, so that's really it for today, guys. Haven't posted all month. A lot has been happening. You have the ETF that's going to be coming out, but just remember the news is lagging and the charts are showing you what is actually happening and an accurate description of what's going on in the market. So keep that in mind. All right, so without further ado, please like, comment, subscribe, and tune in next time for some more Bitcoin, altcoin, and market news. Thank you. Take care.